brisk day, 40 degrees out, overcast, on my bicycle, riding down the trail. Underneath that bridge up ahead, a lot of shadows, it's hard to see. It's a lot of people. Gotta slow down to a walking pace. There's a campfire over here, people warming their hands, mismatched clothing, coats, jackets, pants. I ride very slowly. People just give me just enough room to go through. I see lots of people up on the hill, to the side of the trail. They all look like they're just trying to survive, trying to find their next meal, trying to stay warm. My wife wanted to go to a Zumbathon down at the Southeast YMCA. And I said, this is a perfect opportunity for me to ride my bicycle. I'll ride from our house down to the YMCA, and then I'll ride back in the car with you. Okay. Planned out our route or timing for a return trip. I figured out when I was going to leave home. I kitted up in my long sleeve shirt. It's 40 degrees out, overcast day, and I put on long finger gloves, a hat, my helmet, just my bike shorts, because when you're riding your bicycle, my legs tend to stay pretty warm. Go out to the garage. I have my cyclocross bike. It's rained a little bit. I figure there might be some mud on the trail. So I pump up my tires. They were flat. Tubeless tires, so no inner tube, just latex that seals off the tube and the rim, or the tire and the rim. I pump them up full pressure, seem to be holding front and rear tire. Good to go, hop on my bike. I go down the Cottonwood Creek Trail. It's beautiful. They've created some overpasses over the canyon areas that used to be a nice creek until all of the development pushed all of the water flow down the creek. So building bridges across the trail and paths along it, it's a beautiful thing. And I really enjoy riding my bike down the hill from my house all the way down to the Greenway Trail. Cruising down, you don't even have to pedal. You're going over 20 miles per hour down the trail. Don't tell the city. Make a left on the Greenway Trail, and I'm heading towards downtown. It's a nice day, a little bit brisk. I can feel the wind and the cold cutting through my long finger gloves. But I'm working a little bit now, riding south past Costco. You can see a tent over here on the side of the trail, another tent and tarps, kind of camouflaged on the hillside where homeless people have been living, trying to survive. I continue on down south past Centennial Park, I believe it is, with our Stargate. I haven't gotten it to turn on yet. My buddy has one up in Detroit. I figure if we can get them both working at the same time, we can walk through and visit without having to take the airplane or drive. So now I'm past the Stargate, going south, and the whole scene of the trail starts to turn into a crowds of people here and there, mismatched coats and jackets and gloves. They're clearly homeless, just trying to survive. In this area, there's a food bank, there's places to get shelter or food, so that's why we have a lot of homeless in that area of town, down near Bear Creek. Just to south, I hop onto, I think it's still called the Greenway Trail at this point, and it comes, instead of paved, it's gravel or small mesh rock. And now I'm starting to see piles of trash, discarded clothing, food containers, old encampments, pieces of bicycles. And now I'm starting to see this crowd underneath the bridge. In a shadow, I slow way down. Internally, I'm thinking, am I safe here? Should I be riding my bike here? What am I doing here? Why did I choose this route? I just kind of figured it out on the way that, hey, I can go this way and head down to the Fountain Creek Trail I'd never been this way before. Let's go give this a try. As I'm going underneath the bridge, there's got to be 50 people here. It's very close to, I think it's Centennial Boulevard, and I see people trying to stay warm. They've got hats and gloves and coats and jackets. They're not real clean. You can see dirt on their faces and their hands. And my thoughts change from, am I safe here, to, wow, these people live right near me, and they don't have a home. They don't know if they're going to have that next meal, where their health care is coming from. I continue down the trail. Now, oh, my tire's starting to feel a little flat. Oh man, I should have maintained my bicycle a little bit before I went on this bike ride. My rear tire starting to get real soggy. I always bounce on it. I go, no, maybe it's just my imagination. I have been gaining some weight. Maybe that's all it is. No, okay. No, it's definitely going flat. It's getting harder to ride. Okay, I've got 2 CO2 cartridges in my bicycle bag and 1 spare inner tube that I can put into the tire in case that latex seal breaks. Okay, well, maybe all I needed to do was ride my bike a little bit, that latex to spin around and seal the tire and the wheel. Okay, it's been happening. I've been riding my bike for a while. Pop the CO2 cartridge on. Yeah, tire feels pretty firm. It's not leaking out right away. Good to go. Hop on my bike, continue on down the path. Now I'm approaching Fountain Creek. I'm on a section of trail I've definitely never been to before. And it's sparse woods. I see small groups of people gathering wood, having a campfire, more piles of trash, just mounds that you could walk on. I head a little bit further south. Now I see this little 2-year-old girl, happy as can be, dirt all over her face, dilapidated gloves and jacket, and her family there with her. And I'm thinking to myself, man, why am I even concerned about myself? This is harsh. It's 40 degrees out today. It's going to be below 20 degrees tonight. Why aren't these people in a shelter? It's just a little baby. I go across a bridge, across the creek, and now my tire is completely flat on the rear. My thoughts do go to, well, I hope I don't run into somebody who's on drugs and not thinking in their right mind who might cause me danger. Well, I don't see anybody around, flip my bike over, whip the tire off, put the tube in, inflate it almost enough. Okay, now it's just going to be a soggy ride the rest of the way, but I've got a tube in my tire now. Finished off my ride, but what an impact that ride had on me that day. Seeing all of the homelessness and poverty, people out in the cold, a little child out on the trail, dirt all over her face, happy as can be. She doesn't know the dangers of the weather, getting that next meal, and healthcare. And so, right in our community, all I had to do was go for a little bike ride to see all of this, open my eyes. That's all.